live. They've said all sorts of shit, haven't they? Oh my god. That was the best one when they're like, oh, that's when I started thinking, oh, I've got to start recording this now. Like, she's the obsessed woman. She's the obsessed crazy woman. Right, I'm the obsessed crazy woman where they've got these three pictures. I'm the one who makes it all about me as well, apparently. Also, listen to this one. Oh, she's going to have loads to talk about for months. No, mate, I've already got loads to talk about for months. I've already got it. I've got as much as I could ever need. You're just giving me more. But you guys that are subsisting on my crumbs is very evident right now. So what I noticed here, let me turn these idiots down. A minute ago when I just turned it on, they were dying. They were tired. They were hungry. They were tired. They need someone to eat. What? Endorsing, needing the attention. This is another triangle right here. We've got here. This is quite the triangle. This one. This is a different triangle. This one right here. Now that is a triangle and a half. And it's not the big one. The big one's been going a long time. I don't know if you can hear this. It's Doshin going off, but Doshin just wants the attention from those guys. He's right square in the middle of it. If this actually gets sorted out between Doshin and Evil, that's actually quite a good thing. That'd be a good. I don't mind taking this shit if that gets sorted out at some level, because this is what this is all about, right? So there's the stuff about Darius, and then there's the stuff here. That was funny, because when I clicked it first on, I turned it off afterwards. So I had some bits and bobs to do first. But I did see Tommy working overtime in the chat, trying to pretend he's all nonchalant, or whatever the word is. Oh dear me. And fucking chatting away with some of them obsessives in the chat. Oh mate, how the mighty have fallen after the Amico, eh? Now you're stuck with them. Good lord. Just going, I hate CPE. Over and over. Oh, she's like coal. Over and over. Oh, fucking, what a thing to spend your evening doing. With them fuckers with the fucking rejects from the changing table. Trying to put it across, going, oh, she's just doing it for attention. Darius, for attention. Doing it for attention. Like, if I was doing this for attention, I'd be doing what they're doing right now. I'm doing a calm, collected, methodical approach. It makes no odds to me whether you stream or not. I'll still do my video. I'll still do my talk. I'll still have my thoughts. It's still a journey. You guys are going to influence that journey or not influence that journey. You're going to be part of the observation. Always. It's going to be more retrospective, or it might just be happening right now. That's more influenced by you. But either way, there's loads of evidence. The only difference I suppose that would make is that the distraction technique that you could get from that. You could get with distractions, which I do feel there's a bit of that because I can't go back to the other streams until I've done this one now. So there's that, and I've got pressure on me. So, you know, as always, they'll win out on me because I have got a life and I do put my son first. And so I am not going to be able to do the shit that they're doing. I don't get, which is good, you know, because I don't want to react like that. I just want to just calmly just keep on doing what I'm doing. But it just shows with the projection. So let's hear what these guys are actually talking about again. They're on overtime. There's so much as well that I saw in this that I haven't even mentioned. Alright, they're talking bullshit. So they used Doshin. Can you see that? The way that energy went, that dynamic went. Now they're just talking bullshit. So this is how they do it. No one wants to listen to their bullshit. Their old man, boring ass bullshit. They know this. And this is where the desperation comes in, I think. Is it the YouTube psychosis? Is it that simple? I don't think so. It's supply of different sorts. It's not just wanting to get views. It's not just that, but there's something weird and abstract going on there. See, now they're going back to Luis Pereira and boring shit. It's like, it's all good when it's used in context, but if you're relying on something as a crutch, they rely on me as a crutch massively, they rely on Lewis. They look at how they're relying on Doshin, and this is a symbiosis right here with this. Doshin knows what's going on here. Him and Ricardo and him and Evil this is what's made this stick together, and possibly. Like, it kept it going because Ricardo was so antisocial that it took a long time for Evil to even want to spend time with him until he was under the spell. But for a long time they were like, did not gel at all. And I was pushing it, but it's the Doshin thing, because Evil and Doshin have got an obsession, and Evil and Ricardo have got like this feeder symbiosis that's been going on for a long time. So Ricardo relies on Doshin, and he knows that Doshin's old reliable, and he knows that he'll always come and feed him, and he'll always look after him. He also knows that Doshin is the scout, and he'll go out there, he can actually talk to people and things like that, because he's not antisocial, he's not scared of everybody. They just sat there like an old grandma, sat there throwing stones at everybody else from his little fucking room, like Ricardo does. Doshin goes out and does the Albertine, going around and collecting people, and they're not the same as Albert, but you know, he's like Ricardo's version of a roving reporter. And with regard to Doshin, that's good for Doshin because he just wants the attention, he just wants someone to talk to, he just wants something to pass the time, and he also wants to wind Evil up. So now he's got those two monkeys, which are being augmented by Tommy. Then you've got Doshin, and it's like there's this drama manipulation, this drama manufacturing, and this drama generation that's going on, which you would get in the past with someone like Tommy, who was going after someone like Metal Jesus and fucking Stuttering Craig and all them. And then they attach, they make the triangles, and they do the trolling. But this is an ex-friend of theirs who's my only crime was being friends with Captain N and calling out the Doshin thing with prior, which is what set it all off in my opinion. Then telling Ricardo that I would only go on, what was he telling me? I would only go back to Darius if he apologised to Slotham, and Ricardo hated that. And this is the result of that. So I would say those factors are involved in this. What was they shut up now? Oh no, but yeah, they're the three factors. I can't remember what I was talking about. The other one was me calling out the Evie thing, and then the other thing was me looking like I was gonna go. It didn't matter who it was, but yeah, Captain M was that, and now, oh my god, that's a whole other dynamic, and that is so funny, like, but so sad, and you just like to go through life doing that, and I'm just privileged to be able to see this, see these people doing these things. Like, this is, you can't write it. It's out of a fucking sitcom. It is out of a sitcom. These characters. Fucking Captain M throwing his fucking two pennies in at the last minute like that just to suck his, like, he just like set it all going. But he could have been anybody. He really could. But like, just him coming in and being like the way he is and the way he's going around it about it now. It's like something out of, it is like a British sitcom. It's like Ideal. It's like fucking Psycho Joe. Fucking hell. And you got, I'm on probation. It's just the same. It's the same shit. Right. I said they're listening to Albert. So yeah, like, they were obviously running out of stuff. They've got nothing. They've just got the same old, it's just two old scorned men who've been called out as crying old scorned men, who are literally just sat crying about the same shit that they've... Alright, so you've aired your grievances, fellas. You've aired your grievances. You've told me what your problems are many times, but it's never ever resulted in a reason. It's all lies. And it's just spin, and that's why you don't feel any satisfaction from having got any of it out. See, I move on to the next bit, because there's plenty. As I say, I've got months of material, years of material if I could be asked to do it. Especially at the rate I'm going at it. And luckily for me, isn't it? Because you think that I'm wanting to get material or attention or anything. No, this is just me putting it out there. And I've got you guys as live examples of this. And here we have one where you were dying on your arse, and as soon as fucking Dawson turns up, you start eating him in this really pathetic way. Dawson goes and offers himself up because he's bored and he ain't got no one else. And you guys are just happy with that cycle to just carry on, and then bring me in for just a little bit of an extra boost to carry them along. They've got Lewis, and they just keep coasting and coasting. And these guys in the chat are just so undiscerning. They just got the same old Groundhog Day bullshit on repeat. Here we go. What we're going to listen to now.
You didn't have any comment on the fucking video or anything, but as soon as you started to speak,
oh my god, it's boring. It's how boring is this? I can't. It's just too boring. There's nothing even interesting. Six. How many times have we heard it? It's like a script, isn't it? He's like a robot. It's a robot. It's a robotic response. It's like listening to an answer phone message with him. He's like a... Fucking hell, that's what he was. Evil's manifested himself. A fucking soundboard. That is what it is. Just before we met Ricardo. Now, Evil is not... he's not got no power. He's a powerful being. He just doesn't want to fucking put it to any use of any useful sort anymore. And I think he used to. I think he's got that fucking vibe going on. He's like, it's a shit business. You know, he used to do his music. He used to put his creativity out there. It's like Matilda out of fucking Roald Dahl. And now he's just wasting his ass, wasting his time doing this. Wasting his fucking time doing this. It was funny that my kid was talking about something. And he was saying, it was on the computer, it's school holidays, and I'm always fighting a battle trying to get him off the computer games and whatever. And I was like, well, he said something, he asked about Evil not so long ago or something, because he does remember him, because he used to be on the phone and that back in the day. And I was like, oh, he's a lonely old man now. I was like, don't stay on your computer too much, because that's what happened to Evil. I was like, you'll end up like him. I mean, obviously doesn't know anything about this. He doesn't know anything about these idiots. This is like obviously not child friendly. But I was like, you'll end up like him, and all he does is play computer games all the time. He doesn't do anything with all that. He's got so many skills. He's like just like you. He can speak loads of languages. He's really got all these interests. He used to live life so curiously, and now all he does is play computer games. And to be fair, the amount of time he spends on those computer games, he's not that good. He's good, don't get me wrong, but it's like he's not like the world champion or anything from doing that. So is it really worth spending all your time doing it? And I was like, it's not really a good use of your time, is it? You're going to spend 40 years of your life playing the same game and you're not even the world champion at it or whatever. And my kid was like, oh, that sounds alright. So a 7-year-old kid was like, oh yeah, that sounds alright, just staying in and just playing computer games all day every day. So yeah, you know, I mean, it's horses for courses, but these guys, like, I reckon Evil had the power in him, the Matilda power of keeping all his creativity and his fucking genius in a little tiny hole in the fucking ground, standing on it and grinding on it every fucking morning and stopping himself from doing any of the stuff that he used to do that made him who he was, and hiding instead in drinking, and to the level now that it is probably, you know, just to fucking, and just talking to people like Ricardo, the fucking robot, the robot con artist. And not to mention some of the other people that you're mixing with now. Fucking hell. Like, what a waste of time. And I'm just going to comment on you. Because what you wanted was a soundboard. And you've got one. All you've got is thank you very much, Mr. Nubin. Oh, Mr. Nubin interrupting me again. Oh no. Yes. Oh, CP. Oh, I'm the victim. Oh no. Oh, CP's PSG. Like, where did you even get that from? You've no backup for that at all. Where's your evidence? Where? Just one thing. Where's your evidence? Oh, go on. Is he saying something? Again, same. It's an old conversation, a slightly different take on it, with Doshin actually having a voice for a change. I mean, this has been going on for years. They were just doing this without Doshin. Evil was blocking him from all the chats and everything. I mean, Doshin's just happy to be given a bone here. He really is. This is the same thing. This has been going on for like 3 years or something. This dynamic, this triangle. Not so much the Ricardo. Ricardo came in later. But the Evil and Doshin's been going on for absolutely donkey's years. But Doshin was shut down because Evil had the power then. And it's changed, everything's changed. We've all come together, we've all got a bit closer, a few more experiences, things are different now. And it's good that Doshin's getting his voice, but it's took a long time. And this fucker, Evil, has tried to shut him down. And part of the reason why all this kicked off is because I called him out on it. And look at how I get repaid by fucking Doshin, the roving reporter. That's this place for you, you expect that. Yeah, so that's it. So they're dying on their arse. They waited for Doshin, they get a boost from him, and then they bring Albert in. The Albert videos, because it's like they couldn't have just gone on to Albert from where they were, because they're just fucking old vultures picking at dry old bones. So they needed Doshin to come in so they can eat him for a bit. So I'm going to give these a few more minutes, but if they're just talking bullshit and watching old Albert videos, then boring. I suppose they're talking about how my ears have pricked up because what's going on with Ricardo's voice here. There's something going on with Ricardo's voice. Is he a bit poorly or something? Sorry. Just the same old. What I'd say that is, this is just my obviously just supposition in it, but I'd say that is him, a little bit of admonishment for your pet there in that voice, but not in the way that he's trying to put it about right now. This is their dynamic and their to and fro that they normally do. I've heard him do it like this before. What I've seen with Doshin and Ricardo is it's a bit like a horse, and it's like the different touches of the whip. So it's like sometimes it's the same whip, it's the same voice, it's the same conversation, exactly the same dynamic, overtly, but obviously not over the top of it. There is like pauses, accessibility differences, and then there's this tone of voice then becomes part of that, but not on its own, and it's all joined up with other stuff with Ricardo, with Doshin. It's not reactive, it's definitely him trying to put something forward, trying to change it's a pecking order thing, it's a reinforcement thing with Doshin. It's him in the voice reinforcing the dynamic. 12 likes, incel bastards, just because they're having a go, just because they've got food. They're doing the same thing that they've been doing. Exactly the same shit. It's exactly the same jokes. But the thing about that is it gives you an idea about the audience that we're in here and it's where I'm most needed. It's where anyone like this is most needed, in my opinion, because 12 likes for two old men for taking the piss out of a disabled man, which is fine, but like that in itself is a sad symbiosis. Just to have the same thing day in, day out as a basis, it's fucking awesome, isn't it? But over time, and the fact that they're just threadbare, munching on the one woman in the community, because Evil couldn't handle some other fucker coming in and talking to someone who he dumped a year ago. And this is the thing that I haven't even gone into yet, but his timeline is so off and so fucked when I actually get started with it. It's just so fucked. Like, he'd already dumped me for a year, well, nearly a year, by the time I even talked to Captain, and now he's coming in going, oh, I'm sorry if I accidentally offended anybody. Fucking, they're like, oh, it's alright, because they're too busy trying to groom him, and they think they're doing that on him, and he thinks he's doing that on them, and they're doing that on them, and they think they're going to get me doing this on them. But I'm just looking at him. Oh, this one. This is an old one. Oh, this is one of Evil's favourites, yeah. It's a good one, to be fair, of Albert dancing by the dumpster. Oh, dear me. It's fucking brilliant. That's a blast from the past, that. But you see, again, it's old. It's really old. It's fair enough to have a bit of fucking retrospective reimagining from back in the day. Oh god, I can't listen to that horrible laugh of his there. God, that is an old one. I didn't even know he did that. But fucking Evil, I mean, Ricardo, it's the same fucking thing now at this point. See, this is fair enough. This is their fucking fight and their conversation, their to-in and fro-in. That's what I'm saying about this attaching, trolling and attacks and people doing shit like that. That's fair enough, but when it's just like someone who used to be your mate and you just managed to get someone who's a bit of a fucking creep obsessive who hates women, and you're just like, oh yeah, alright. It's just absolutely crazy. And I mean, I don't care, but I'm just pointing out that dynamic. You've just got 3 people attacking me like I've attacked them. That's my thing. They're just assuming this position like I've been in an attack, in a to and fro with these people. I have not. The whole time. I mean, Evil responded to it going, oh, I hate it when she says, or I'll get scared when she says that she still loves me. No, that was me being, if you had actually looked at the community post that I posted, that video it changed my way of looking at things, and I was trying to be open-hearted, do you know what I mean, and all that, but they can't see it in the way that it is. I mean, that's on me. I shouldn't have expected more from them, but he did sell a lie, a massive lie. This guy's a therapist. These guys have got a higher viewpoint, so you'd think they'd understand when I'm like, it was like that Simpsons, exactly like that Simpsons. This is why I'm here for this. I'm here for this. So I said to Evil, we've been through a lot. You know, if you look back, you'll see that I never attacked you. And you're acting as if I've attacked you guys. You're assuming the position. It's your only way of doing it and hoping that fucking Alzheimer's takes everyone off or something like that. But I'm there just going, doesn't really matter. Because I'm just putting this out into the universe, so your fucking audience of incels, it's neither here nor there. But I am going to just say, for my own benefit, after seeing that video and challenging myself a little bit on some of the hate that was in my heart, and I did chime with that, you know, the cells and the fractal and all that, and it is really similar, and they just don't get it. I've tried to explain them about the fractal, and I tried to explain at some level, but I wouldn't have ever expected it because it's my own personal like artistic projects that I'm going to do. So, but it's funny they've even tried to use that against me, saying I'm crazy and that I think that we live in a matrix called the fractal. And my God, how they'll twist anything. They really will, and that's something that, like, it's not even a joke. It's nothing funny. It's not that anything that Tommy. This was Tommy who said that, and it's just saying that just means you've took in something there and you've stored it. You've took it the wrong way and you've stored it for fucking 9 months, and now you're saying that, and it's just like, wow, because that was an art project that I was doing, which is about the fractal and how it all, you know, when you get down to it, if you're looking at things in black and white, you're either going out or you're coming in, and if the fractal's going to the pattern that it's supposed to go, or whatever that is, or just the free pattern of free movement, then it'll just naturally unfurl. But when you've got twisted up things that get fucked, something stands on it, something crumples it, something bites a bit off the side of it, and it starts turning in on itself, then I see that as I see that energy flow going in like that, and then it's like, that's when you see things eating itself and eating themselves. That's just a way I see of framing it, of ways these dynamics and things work. And for them to be like, oh, she thinks we live in the Matrix, nah, it's like there's no callback to that. That's not even a joke that anybody gets apart from Tommy. He's just thought that was something he could use against me, and you're just like, why even bring that up? Just to show that you've paid attention, but not. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is because the simple act of me just saying, look, you know, I still have love in my heart for you, even with all this that's happening. Is it because he's got a vested interest in making sure that that's not the case and wanting to cheapen that and make it not exist for him, not for any other reason? Is that because of that, or is it because it just, either way, whatever, I am here for the fact that it is exactly like that Simpsons, where fucking Homer is reading the letter to Marge that fucking, what's his name? The guy next door, I've forgotten his name. Oh my God. Anyway, that guy, the left-handed fellow, I forgot his fucking name, I can't believe it. But he writes a letter of love or something of how much love he has for his brother Homer, and they're all laughing about it. And it is a funny scene, so that's what it reminded me of. And that's why I'm here for that. But it just shows, oh man, lowest common denominator bullshit, it really is. But that's the last time I try and express, well, I suppose it's not going to have it doesn't have any influence on me. So I'm still going to express how I feel. It makes no odds. I don't give a shit what you think or if it makes you feel awkward. What they're doing now. They're still playing that, right? And so these are the same people who were saying that because I had a point to make about how this is all connected up to Darius, which, oh my God, I can't wait to go back and actually do this stream, because, like, you could hear in Ricardo's voice that it clearly did have an effect, and it was just funny. And they're going, oh, she's doing it just to hark back to the olden days. Excuse me, can we just that Albert video, when's that from? So, I know, yeah, just Judy. Oh, fire. Oh, here we go, go back to me. Dragging me back. The classic Ricardo, see? Classic. And he knows he's got a captive audience in that scorned bastard evil. He knows he'll get a response out of him. This is him just... So for someone who's so sad that someone's so obsessed with him on the internet that they're acting like misery, they bring it back to me, attaching me to Albert because they were disregarding Albert, and for some reason all he has to do is like hypnotically just go, oh, CPE. He just puts my name in there. There's no connection. Talking about fucking Albert. Here we are. No, mate. It's beyond. No, mate, I'll be making you a year of them. A year of them, mate. Because it's not really about you. You're just a fucking You're just an NPC, you're just an incel, mate. Sadly as it is, you are just a case study. Oh! Move on with my life. The same people that he's been trying to get in with, by the way. Scorned. When did I say I was unhappy? I came back off holiday with great... You're the ones crying. What? Look at this for pure projection. I'm missing a couple of guys stopping, talking, and making stories about me because they've got nothing else, no other attention, and they know that they're fucking evil people. Ricardo is more than aware that evil brings views for him, brings attention for him, and brings relevancy for him, because no one gives two shits about boring old fucking Ricardo Cody the robot going round and round and round about anything if it's not about me or someone else in the community, because he's just an old vulture grandma and he hasn't even got the new shit. He knows that to keep evil, the scorned bastard who's just fucking hiding his head in the sand drinking fucking alcohol every fucking day to forget how much of a cunt he is, so he knows he's got this weak and feeble person at that level, just at one level, and all he needs to do is, you heard it, he just goes CPE as like a trigger word, and then off he goes. Just put a pound in him and off he goes, look. All of that is just going to make Ricardo a new channel, and evil doesn't give a shit. We're not haters. We're not haters at the end. So they brought my kid into it, they brought Vic's kid into it. It ain't real life. Okay, we'll see how that holds up with the other streams that I put on. Because it is real life, actually, this part of it is. These guys doing what they're doing is not. But the dynamics that it's showing, the way that people act, the way that people prey on feeble people, and now they're doing it in public, that is real, and that happens all over the place, as above so below. And so this has got a connection to real life. Look at this projection from the only PSG member in the audience here. This is him. He is ex-PSG. Just because everybody else is coming together, because these two idiots, well, three idiots who like to manipulate and divide and conquer and mess with people, when you're not in that, no one gives a shit. I mean, look at this chat, there's like 3 people in it, just all the way up. There's 16 people watching, there's 3 people in it. One of them is that absolute, who is that prime one? Who is that? My word. Wow, there we go. So yeah, because it ain't real life, dog. See how they just, look at this, they're crying. And he remembers that, and he's upset that I sent him. Lewis, check this. He's still upset. When was that Beautiful Soul video? I loved... See, there's my evidence. I fucking loved that song. Look at this. He's so jealous of Lewis. But this is something I was going to say, like, it was always, oh, your boyfriend Volp. Anyone who I spoke to, obsessed with Lewis, your boyfriend Volp. This is a guy who's literally got his fucking cock docked in Ricardo's arsehole constantly. It's, again, the projection is just crazy. What? What? Fair comment, that's that, if you kept it like that, that ain't real life, dog. That's fine. Let's have a conversation about that. But you can't. But fair enough, he's actually cracking a fucking opinion that's on topic, that's actually modern, that's not from 4 or 5 years ago, or like, you know, 4 or 5 months ago. All right, so they're talking about Lewis. But yeah, I mean, suffice to say that he's been obsessed about everyone. He had really bonnet about Captain N. He was so weird about that. And now they've been saying earlier on in this one that I was throwing myself at Vic Vega. They were saying all that stuff about Red Bull, because it's like they got to that point where it's like they just have to attack my virtue. There's nothing else on me. They're just attacking my virtue because I happen to be a woman. Again, playing scripts out. Do Beautiful Soul then. At least they're singing. See, this is where I have a positive influence on the world. Me and Lewis have done that. See, good one, Lewis. They wouldn't have that otherwise. You know, and I like it because Evil influenced me with the karaoke. And if it was all running nice and we didn't have that fucking parasite Ricardo, and Evil, unfortunately, with his scorned fucking attitude, then it wouldn't have this thing stopping the creation and stopping the to and fro-in and the collaboration, even if we were at loggerheads, because there's manufactured drama where we could have made something like that, but then there's attacking me, your friends, in the lowest way possible because you let Ricardo be in the driving seat of that, and it could have been beautiful. We could have had this interaction which you're now trying to paint this as and step back at it, but you can't because you've got this absolute desperado grandma attached to you, and it's all about, it's so desperately attached to his ego that, you know, all he wants is attention. But at least they're singing. At least they're having fun singing, and that was always my point. If we have positive experiences together, then it's a good thing. But you see, Evil had to put the fucking, he had to always put the railway sleeper on it every time, and that's what I mean about Black Hole. We had 2 black holes. I had Dean and all them lot doing their thing, which was something that I had a dynamic with, and then I had Ricardo in the back, behind the scenes at all times, whether he was my friend or otherwise, being the other black holes, feeding off everything, feeding off everyone. And this goes back to what I was saying about, see, this is why this is the perfect symbiosis for these guys, because Evil don't give a shit. He's happy to build Ricardo a channel, a new channel, but Ricardo really does want to do this. And he wants, you know, there's something invested in this with him. And it's projected out onto other people. You hear it all the time. No, mate, it's the constant attacks and constant lies. You have done that. I have got those streams, and we will go over those streams. I've never done it. You're the scorned ones doing this, projecting it on me. Yeah, so they're trying to merge me, Lewis, and Albert. So this long-standing feud that they've had a to and fro in with Lewis for a really long time, because I wanted to, this is all because I wanted to build a bridge with Lewis, and he even admitted that that was part of it when we had that chat after the crunch that time, which I wish I'd fucking recorded, but I'm not like them, and I'm not about that drama. I wasn't about recording that one for posterity. This time, with this, I am, because it's all in public, and why not? But that time, obviously, I wasn't going to do that. But it's all focused around individual blokes. I wonder why that is. I don't think it's because they actually trigger it in him. I think it's because it has to be iconic, it has to be visceral. And he's just reaching around for reasons and excuses, I think. Mission accomplished. Yeah, mission accomplished, guys.